Signals to Wi-Fi. What is up, boys? We are doing some maintenance on the Turbo IS today over at Spencer's house. We're rolling to Supras in Vegas next week, and I'm gonna drive that car. It's about a 4.5-ish hour drive from Phoenix to Vegas, but I'm gonna do a full brake job. We got pads, bare slotted and drilled rotors. I'm not a huge fan of slotted and drilled, but that's all bare had in brake or in stock. Got a buddy that works there, so he hooked me up some Hawk HPS pads and some shitty .4 brake fluid. None of this stuff is permanent. I have a big brake kit for the car that I will eventually end up using, so this was just kind of like what I could get for right now to get the car done by next week. I'm gonna do some spark plugs, BK Art 7Es. These are, even if you guys don't like the ISs, they want these spark plugs. Though there's no point in getting like super expensive high-end spark plugs. The Lexuses do not like them. Use that for your 2Js. Rotella T6 oil change. I don't know why, but the turbo car, I don't know where the oil goes, because the only thing we add for the oiling system is this line that goes from the VVTi solenoid to the turbo, and it somehow adds an extra 2 quarts of oil, so it takes about 7 quarts of oil with the turbo system on. So yeah, for the spark plugs, it's super easy to get to once, because I have all of the coolant and stuff deleted on my throttle body. Basically, they take these 2 bolts out here, and this and the throttle body disconnects. It's got a long stud here that you need to slide out and take this cover off, top timing cover, and you can access all the coils and plugs there. So we'll do that real quick, put the car up in the air and change the oil and start the brake job. We'll do an all new fluid too. You can see this old stuff's pretty gross. Might as well as flush the clutch as well while we're at it. God doesn't. Think we should take the e-brake off? Just kidding, it's already off. E-brake would be holding it though. As you can see, we're making progress on the brakes. So on the spark plugs, I got them all pulled out. I got the new ones in there, and I go to put the coils on, and in this hole right here that holds. So first of all, you guys can see it.
You don't have like springs, do you?
No, I don't. The back bolt, you guys won't be able to see it, but the back bolt that holds the coil onto the head is broken, and this hole is stripped. The first couple threads are stripped, and the bolt only reaches the first couple threads. So I went out and got longer, longer bolts. And while I had the coils off, I saw this one's cracked right here, as you guys can see. So I ordered new boots for the coils, and they should be here in like another hour or so. So we're taking a break from the spark plugs because I'm going to replace all the coils, and I don't know what to do. I can't extract that bolt. Watch, let me see if I can pull it out.
Wish I had that happen
Right there. Camera won't focus on it, but yeah, there it is. See, that's broken there, and I can't extract it out. I've tried welding to it before, welding a nut onto that bolt. It's just too tight. I need to get the fucking engine pulled out to get to that. So that's just gonna float in there. But the springs that go inside these coils, one of them was bent, so I will be. Where is it? Yeah, right here. You can see that it's probably not making such a good connection onto the spark plug, so we'll replace all the boots with the springs, and then we'll come back to that once we get the parts. The front brakes came off super easy because they've been on and off multiple times trying to fit the big brake kit, but these are original, and they're, as you can see, pretty scored up, and they're gonna fight us. The trick here is to get a bolt that will thread into these holes here, but as you can see, well, I don't know where to get a bolt from. I don't have it. I wish there was like a bolt that you can pull from the car somewhere, but I don't know where. So we're gonna look for a bolt here if the hammer technique doesn't work. When you're pulling the rear brakes off, you have to make sure that the rear e-brake, or the e-brake is not on, because the e-brake sits in here and it expands out against the shoe and it will hold on to the rotor. So we're making progress slowly but surely. Here are the old plugs I pulled out in order 1 through 6. They look pretty fouled up, so hopefully it will run a little bit better with these in. I'm trying to get it to focus, but it won't. There they are. Yep. And then another trick for these rear brakes, the trick is to hammer them with a metal hammer, not a rubber mallet, but just right here. Just hammer as you turn this, keep hammering it, and it kind of breaks the seal here, and they just pop right off. While I'm doing this oil change, I kind of wanted to show you guys the difference. This is the stock 2JZ oil filter. There's the part number on it. Let me wipe that off for you. There's the part number on it. That's the stock one. And then I'm going to be using a Toyota V8 one. Here's the part number. I'll link the description, or I'll put a link in the description below, but so you can see it's about an inch longer. This is a V8 Toyota filter. Also the TRD 2JZ filter is the same one as this from what I've read online. And the nice thing about this is they come, getting an OEM Toyota filters, they come pre-greased on the gasket, so you don't need to oil it up. You can just throw it right on there. And again, just hand tighten it, because this one was a bitch to get off. I had to use an oil filter wrench, and as you guys know, there's not much space in the 2J because you're like all the way up in there, so don't over tighten it. Alright, we got the front brakes on, got the rotors and the pads on. I greased the rotors as well. Some of you guys will notice that my heat shields have been trimmed up a little bit. That was in preparation for the big brake that doesn't necessarily fit. That's a whole separate video that I'll have to make because it's a lot going on. The rotors for the rear, as you'll notice, I still have them on there. My boy Ben gave me the wrong parts. They're one part number off. These are vented, as you can see, and the stock ones are not vented. And I would love to run the vented ones, but the problem is they're a little bit thicker and they won't fit inside the caliper, and I didn't want to have to machine the caliper or whatever. So it's the weekend, so Monday morning I'll go pick up the right ones and throw the rest of them in. But that's where we're at. Got to put the filter on, fill her up with oil, bleed the brakes, and we got to go to the store and pick up the boosts for the coils, and we'll be finishing her up. As the sun goes down, we are finishing up. I'm waiting for Spencer. He ran to the store to pick up the coil boots, but car's back on the ground. Brakes are bled, clutch is bled. Brakes are on. Obviously, you can see the fronts. Good to go. We use Hawk HPS pads. Got a good deal on them from a Facebook group. Someone was partying out their car. Brand new set, of course. And I put the stock brakes back on here, but I did add the hardware there, so the anti-rattle clips are back on. I need some center caps for these wheels. But as soon as Spencer gets back, we will put the new boots on the coils, hopefully with new springs as well. This is the old spring. You can see it's kind of damaged. But yeah, waiting on him to come back, put the car back together, and go. Hopefully it runs. I gapped the spark plugs to 0.025. That's mainly because that's all my feeler gauge goes to. I would ideally like where my feeler gauge is at. They're here somewhere. Ideally, you want to go 0.022 to 0.024. The bigger the gap, the better it'll idle, but obviously the bigger chance you have of it blowing out under boost. But a 0.24 gap should be good for 18 pounds. So I only run 15, so I figured a 0.25 will be okay. And I didn't have a gauge for 0.24, so that's what we sent it with. Here comes Spencer with the parts.
Who are you talking to?
Let's get this put together. Alright, I gotta bet the brakes.
Maybe we can cover that speed limit sign.
Let's wait for this.
Alright, we're good.
Okay, let's wait for this young man and his child on bicycles to bike by. Add some heat to them. They feel good though. As you guys saw, we got some maintenance done on the Turbo IS. We did the oil change, spark plugs, did the boots on the coils as well. We flushed the brake and the clutch fluid, and then I got half the brake job done. We'll do the rear in the next couple of days once I get the parts for it. But I wanted to end this video with a call to action. I want to hear what you guys want to see from Supras in Vegas. So we'll be out there. Obviously, I'll be making a video. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next video.